right? And our generation is beginning to react to market conditions differently. So these things that people have studied and that become prominent, we find out like, oh, hey, this is a trend. And then what do? We push propaganda in advertising and social life to exacerbate those trends even more. So then both the strengths and the weaknesses of that system are even heavier.
Yeah.
And in America, right, we want a capitalist system, but we need a regulated capitalist system. Excuse me. A regulated capitalist system because we need to regulate it and guide it to be sustainable.
Yeah, because how it is now, it's beyond not being sustainable. It's outright destructive, like self-destructing. It's like the classic thing that Karl Marx talked about, is that capitalism inevitably eats its own tail. And what's interesting to see with this pandemic is this political and social and business culture that has developed, particularly the last 30 years, of short-term profits over, long-term sustainable growth. Because you were talking about like business, and they're taking the business side of this, and they're just so focused on the economy. Like, we got to get things going again. We got to get back to work. People got to make their money, namely shareholders. We got to keep this thing going. We got to get our profit margin for this quarter so I can buy a new yacht. So they're pushing these things. They're trying to get kids back to school. They're trying to open up shit that has no business being opened up right now for the sake of immediate business and profit. Meanwhile, if they took a step back and actually looked at it like real fucking businessmen instead of thieves, they realize, oh, yeah, we're going to lose our short-term bonus and shit. But if we don't take the steps to deal with this on a national level and deal with this crisis, just from a selfish perspective, in the long run, it's going to fuck us out of more money. And that's what's crazy to me, is these people that are running our society, the capitalist class, the donor class, the political class, they've been to college, they've read shit, they're obviously smart people. It's like, how do you not, like, that just shows how perverse and corrupted this culture I'm talking about is like, they know, but meanwhile, it's like they can't help it. It's like a fucking drug. We got to keep getting these numbers. And to me, when I take a step back, that's one of the most horrifying things about this, is like, it really shows that we no longer have a government that is capable of governing at all. All they know how to do is steal. And so we get this crisis, and they're like, oh shit, what do we do to fix it? And they like try to do a check and this and that. But their immediate instinct is like, how do we fucking steal as much as possible during this time? And that just blows me away and makes me incredibly, not hopeful about the whole thing. And what happens if something else terrible happens? This is pretty, on the scale of catastrophe, this is some gravy. Like, this ain't a big deal on the scale. There could be a fucking asteroid, Yellowstone could blow up, there could be a world war. Then what?
Yeah.
If the stars were lined up, I'm taking the divine to spend a little time at mine.